Hey, what's going on, everybody? Echo Side Fiend here once again, and today it is Tuesday, October 1st, and that means two things. That means that those of us at Carnival Spirits are back after taking the month of September off to just get re-energized, re-inspired, and all that, and we're going to be back with all the content that you've always been expecting from all of us, and that also means the second thing that we are now only 31 days away from Halloween, and of course, my favorite event of the year, Hallowicked. So October itself is it's my favorite time of year. I'm counting down the days to October every year. As soon as November 1st hits, I'm counting down the days to mostly Hallowicked, but just to October in general, and just the fall season in general. I love the changing of the color of the leaves. I love seeing everybody's houses start being decorated and for Halloween, and just the horror movies that come out in the theater, and or just sitting around watching old horror movies. I just love it. I love the feeling in the air. I love the crispness of the air. I love being able to rock a pair of shorts and a hoodie. I love the weather. It's just my favorite time of year. And this October too, there's quite a few things. There's a few things that I am doing, and a few other things that I'm gonna try to do. I haven't fully decided yet, but just a couple of events, and I'm just going to share them here. And if any of you watching are going to be at any of these events, keep an eye out for me and say hi. Or if you didn't know about them, here I'll share them here, and maybe you can end up going. So the first thing that I'm really looking forward to is this coming Saturday, and I'm going to be taking a trip down to Hobart, Indiana, to the Art Theater, and I'm going to be going to see ICP at their Wicked Weekends, little mini tour that they're doing leading up to Hallowicked. Since it's on a Saturday and it's only a 2-hour drive for me, I decided to do it, and ran it past DC Fago Guy and Megs, and they're joining me as well. So that's going to be fucking awesome. We got a hotel reserved just about 10 minutes from the venue, so staying overnight because myself being a first shifter now, if I'm driving late at night, I struggle to stay awake. So I figured it would be safer and just smarter for me to stay out there. So I'm really looking forward to that. Really looking forward to hanging out with DC and Megs. Hopefully we'll get some gaming in this time. As far as I know, it's just us three. I'm not sure if Shanzi is making it, and Crazy is still kind of on the fence about it, so it might be just me heading down there by myself, but that's totally fine. I'm looking forward to it. I very rarely see ICP out of state. All the 60 plus times or whatever that I've seen him, I've literally seen him just at DCG-Con in Colorado. I think that's the only time I've ever seen them, besides a couple months ago when I went to Indiana to see him. So I've seen him in Colorado and Indiana, and every other time's been in Michigan. So it's always kind of fun to travel out of the area to see him. So that is definitely set. Got my ticket for that. Got the hotel reserved. And I'm really looking forward to that. So that's this coming Saturday. So if you're going to be there, make sure you keep an eye out for all three of us. So the next event that I haven't decided 100% if I'm going on yet, just because it's during the middle of the week, it is Monday, October 14th, right here in Grand Rapids at the Deltaplex. Ghost is playing at this Deltaplex Arena, and that's a really cool venue. It's old, but it's really cool. And I really like Ghost a lot. They're not one of my favorite all-time bands, but I really enjoy them. I've seen them a few times. I caught them opening for Mastodon and Opeth quite a few years ago, probably 5 or 6 years ago or so. I went mostly to see Mastodon, but it was a co-headlining tour with Opeth and Ghost open, and that's the first time I saw them, and they were great. I went and bought their CD right then and there, and that's the only CD of theirs I bought. I listened to them on Spotify just because I've been trying to cut down on buying so many CDs. But I listen to them fairly frequently, and I've seen them a few times since, and they're really good. But it is on a Monday, and I work Tuesday mornings. However, my Tuesdays are fairly light, and I already know there is no service meeting that day, so I probably wouldn't even have to get into the plant till about 6:30 or 7. As long as I was home by about midnight the night before, I'd be totally fine. So I'm still on the fence about that, but it is something I'm seriously considering. It would be really cool to see them during October. So that following Saturday, however, there is a Independence Pro Wrestling show in Kalamazoo at this little venue called the Y Bar. It's like a nightclub, dance club, something like that. And there's so it's Independence Pro Wrestling, just a local regional indie wrestling company. Josh Raymond, who was Josh Abercrombie in Wrestling Society X, that was the MTV what did I say, MTV wrestling show company, whatever you want to call it, that they had. And I believe he was in the tag team with Seth Rollins. No, I take that back. That was Jimmy Jacobs. But anyway, it's Josh Raymond. And he was Josh Abercrombie in that company. And he lives in Kalamazoo. I believe that's where he's from as well. But I think he's like kind of the head booker of this company, I believe. I don't know if he's an owner or what, but he was there. Last time they just did a show about a month ago, maybe about 3 weeks ago. And Richie Boy Briar Wellington was there. It was really cool. And didn't draw a big crowd, but that's one reason I want to go, because I want to keep helping them hopefully draw people in. Malcolm Monroe the third and his dad, it's DBA, I believe. And that's the son of Malcolm Monroe that used to book ICP way back in the day, or book Violent J anyway, for wrestling in the Detroit area. They were there. So it was a lot of fun. Great show. They had a lot of talent there, and so I want to see them keep growing. So I'm planning on going. Buddy of mine, Juggalo homie from Battle Creek, named Kyle. He's not a big wrestling fan, but he went to the last one with me, and he had a lot of fun. And so he wants to go to this one. Got a few other people that I know that are going to be there as well. However, there's a Pure Pro Wrestling show that night in Holland, and that's the company that I really try to support. But they get a pretty good crowd, so I feel that going to this IPW show would be the better choice this time. But they're on the same night, unfortunately, but leaning towards the IPW. But I'm going to one of them. One of the two I'll be definitely going to, but I'm really leaning towards the IPW one. So again, if you're in the area, make sure you go check it out. It's only about $10, and then it was like $20 to sit front row. And this time I think me and Kyle, that's what we're going to do. So really looking forward to that. So then on October 25th, Friday, it's my last day of work before I start my week vacation. I am considering probably going to be doing this, going to Lansing. It's only about an hour drive to go to Max to see that the Return of the Dead Prophets show. It's Straight Jacket, Smokehouse Junkies. I want to say my homie Knowledge to MC is performing on that show. And that'll be a great way to kick off my vacation. So just to be there to see the artists perform, be there with a bunch of other ninjas hanging out, have a few beers and stuff. That's a really cool venue. I've been there for several shows, several punk shows. One of my favorite Irish punk bands called the Tossers has played there a few times. I've been there to see them. I've seen a few Psychopathic shows there. A lot of fun. So definitely planning on going to that. It's just basically going to kind of see how my Friday goes, and if I'm really worn out because I still got to work that day. But I'll probably be doing that. It's only an hour drive. So, and I'm hoping I can get Crazy and Guido to join me as well. Crazy does definitely want to. It'll just kind of see how his work schedule is going and everything. So, and Guido thinks he already has to work that night, but I'm hoping I can get them both out there and kick off my vacation in style. So, and then of course that brings us into the week of my vacation. During my week vacation, I always go to the Haunt, a local haunted attraction. I always take a night to go there. It's right down the road from my house now, and they stay in the same building, and so they work on it year round. Crazy actually used to act in that when they were over in Walker. It is new owners, but it's the same, same company, same logo, all that. Everything's the same, except they obviously switched the attraction itself up. And last year I went through it with Miss Hollywood. I always take her to it, and last year we went, and it was fucking incredible. They did an absolute bang up job on it last year. I'm really excited to see what they got this year, and it's kind of pricey, but it's totally worth it. So, and there's a few other haunted attractions I want to go to. There's one on my Tuesday route that I drive past called the Haunted Acres. A little bit of a drive, but I thought maybe if I can find someone to go some Saturday night, just take a little trip up there, about an hour north. Not too bad. Sounds pretty cool. I looked them up online. Thought that'd be cool to go check that out. Few other haunted attractions around that I try to hit, but the Haunt I always hit. So I'll be sometime during the week going to that. And then of course the Devil's Night, Wednesday, 10:30, October 30th. Be going to see Twisted, among many others, at the Attack of the Ninjas / Fright Fest at St. Andrews Hall. Last few years they've been doing it at the Majestic, but they moved it to St. Andrews Hall this year. It's an awesome fucking venue, classic rock and roll hip hop venue in Detroit, and definitely a venue I like going to, and really excited for that. Got my tickets for that, so definitely going. And so we'll be getting into town, into Detroit, on October 30th, and a whole bunch of us are staying at the I always want to say the Stay Inn. It's called something else. Now I think it's a Baymont. Anyway, over I still call it the Stay Inn though. Over on Jefferson, whole bunch of us are staying there, so we'll be getting into town Wednesday, going to the Twisted show, and then of course partying it up at the hotel that night, and then that brings us, of course, to Halloween, 10/31, October 31st, and the hell do we got going on that day? There's something going on in Detroit, some show, event, something. I can't remember what it is. It'll come to me. Oh, that's right. Hallowicked. ICP's Hallowicked at the fucking Russell. I can't fucking wait. I've made it clear in so many of my videos. That is my favorite event of the year. Every day when every year when we're leaving the next day on November 1st, heading back to Grand Rapids here from Detroit, I'm already counting down the days. I'm ready to get back and start marking my calendar off. I can't fucking wait. I love it. This will be my 15th straight Hallowicked. I've also been to 3 more before that, but all in a row, this will be my 15th straight one. Man, it's my favorite event of the year. I can't wait for it every fucking year, and this year is no different. I'm excited to see Green Jello. Even though I'm not the biggest Esham fan, I always like seeing him. Of course, seeing the godfather of the Wicked shit in Detroit opening for Hallowicked for my boys ICP. Always a fucking pleasure to see him. And just being there with everybody, you know, seeing this band that we all love and support in Detroit on Halloween, the fucking best holiday of the year. Tied probably with St. Patrick's Day, my other favorite of the year, but just being there on Halloween with everybody, it's such an amazing time. The Russell that it's at this year, well, it's been at the last 3 years, a fucking great venue. So much room to have stuff going on. They have a wrestling ring set up for the after party, and Malcolm Monroe III is going to be wrestling at that this year. I don't know who he's wrestling, but he told me at that last IPW show that I saw that he would be there. So I'm excited to see him, and just excited to see everybody. And this year, of course, I finally talked DC Fago guy and Megs into making the trip out and hanging out with us in Detroit. So I'm excited to spend a Hallowicked with both of them. I'm excited to see everybody who's coming from Carnival Spirits, and just seeing everybody who makes the trip. Crazy, of course, is joining us. My regular crew, Ivory, her boyfriend Daniel. I'm hoping Miss Hollywood makes it this year. I believe she said might not be able to, but I'm hoping she does. I know Tom, my buddy from England, is not able to make it this year, which is a bummer, but still, they'll be there in spirit even if they don't make it, and it's just such a great time. And I can't wait. I'm just so excited for it. I've had my ticket literally since they went on sale, and I can't wait. So that's about all I can say for Hallowicked. Just the rest of the month itself, I love going. I'm even at 42 years old. I pick up a couple pumpkins every year. I carve them. Me and my roommate and other friends, we all get together, have a carving party. I love doing that. Watching horror movies. I always spend believe me, I make full use of my weekends every October. Every weekend I make full use of it, watching horror movies. Going for walks. I love that we got a couple of nature preserves around here. I love throwing on my headphones, listening to like Typo Negative or of course ICP or Twisted. Walking through the woods, looking at all the color, you know, changing in the leaves, and it's just, I fucking love it. And it's, you know, it's chilly out, got my hoodie on, and fucking love it. I fucking love it. And just speaking of music, you know, Typo Negative is one of my favorite bands of all time. I listen to them year round regardless, but spending, you know, October, I always listen to each one of their albums a couple times usually. And just, man, I fucking love it. And there's really nothing more I can say, just other than, just going to pick up pumpkins and just, you know, just taking everything in. All you know, every October, I just got to draw in as much of it as I possibly can. And, man, it's just my favorite time of year. And it's finally here. So that's about all I got. I am going to be making a video. I've already got it made, actually, but ready to upload. Carnival Spirits that we'll be delving a lot more deeper into and more in depth into why I like October so much. It's going to just kind of go through how I got so you know, into horror and Halloween. A lot of it has to do with my dad. He's a big fan of Halloween himself, and really turned me on to all that kind of stuff and all the spookiness of all that kind of stuff. Movies and TV shows and old radio programs that he grew up with. There's so many. I'll be talking about those. It's just stuff like that. And I got a video that I'm going to kind of delve a little bit more into that. So I hope you'll check that out, and I hope you'll find it interesting. And once we get it all uploaded there, I will put a link for it in this video. So definitely check that out. Other than that, that's about all I got. So thank you so much for watching, as I've just been rambling about how much I love October, and I hope you love it as much as I do. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting. This is Ecocide Fiend, and I will catch you in the next one. Too sweet.